Detroit Lions may be gearing up for one of the most pivotal moves in their offseason. While many teams focus on bringing in veterans to stabilize their rosters, the Lions could be looking to make a significant shift by adding a young and dynamic force to their defense. This offseason, one player stands out above the rest for the Lions: Mason Graham. As a defensive tackle, his immense potential could make him the cornerstone of Detroit's defensive line, taking it to the next level in the years to come. If the Lions want to challenge for a championship in 2025 and beyond, Graham could be the game-changing player they need. Mason Graham's rise to prominence began in college football, where he quickly earned recognition for his versatility and strength. At the University of Michigan, Graham played a crucial role in the Wolverines' defense, showcasing his ability to dominate the line of scrimmage. His impressive combination of size, quickness, and football IQ gives him the tools necessary to thrive in the NFL. Now, with the NFL draft looming, the Lions have the chance to make him their next great defensive asset. But why is Graham such a perfect fit for Detroit, and what can he bring to the table? The Lions' defense has shown considerable improvement over the last few seasons, but there are still areas where they need to bolster their depth. One of the biggest concerns remains the defensive line, specifically in terms of controlling the line of scrimmage and defending against the run. This is where Graham could make an immediate impact. Known for his strength and power, Graham could quickly establish himself as a force in the middle of the defensive line, allowing the Lions to neutralize running backs more effectively. His ability to penetrate the offensive line would free up other defensive players to make plays, leading to increased pressure on opposing quarterbacks. But beyond his physical traits, Graham's mental approach to the game is just as impressive. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated a strong work ethic, an eagerness to learn, and an unshakable focus on improving his craft. This mindset fits perfectly with the culture that Lions head coach Dan Campbell is trying to build. Campbell values players who have a relentless drive to get better and who are committed to the team's success above all else. With this in mind, Graham's work ethic and dedication could make him a key player in the Lions' locker room and a natural fit for their system. Graham's potential impact on the Lions goes beyond just the physical game. His ability to disrupt opposing offenses and create confusion in the backfield could also improve the overall pass rush for Detroit. While he's known primarily for his strength against the run, Graham has shown flashes of the ability to put pressure on quarterbacks, especially when rushing from the interior. This versatility would make him a valuable asset in any defensive scheme and give Dan Campbell and defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn plenty of options when dialing up blitzes and pressures. Looking ahead, the Lions are trying to establish themselves as a legitimate contender in the NFC. With many teams improving and rosters becoming increasingly competitive, adding a player like Mason Graham would be a statement move. By bringing in a player with his talent and upside, the Lions would be positioning themselves for success not just in the short term, but well into the future. Graham could be the piece that helps push the team over the edge, providing them with the depth and playmaking ability needed to compete with the league's top teams. For Graham, the opportunity to play for the Lions is particularly exciting because of his ties to Michigan. As a native of the state, Graham has always had an emotional connection to the Detroit Lions. The chance to play for his home state team would undoubtedly be a dream come true for him. This added motivation could provide Graham with the extra drive to prove himself in the NFL. Lions fans would surely embrace the idea of seeing a local talent join the team, creating an even stronger bond between the player and the city. Mason Graham's arrival in Detroit would not only be a huge addition to the team's defense, but would also make a significant statement to the rest of the league. The Lions are looking to become one of the most dominant teams in the NFC, and they know that building a strong, aggressive defense is key to that goal. Graham's presence on the defensive line would make an immediate impact, and he would quickly become a key piece in Detroit's defensive plans moving forward. The Lions could look to build around him and other young talents to create a defense that rivals the best in the league. In terms of his fit within the defensive scheme, Graham would complement players like Aiden Hutchinson and the rest of the defensive front. Having a young, talented defensive tackle who can disrupt plays and apply consistent pressure would free up Hutchinson to make even more plays on the edge. The Lions' defensive line could become one of the most formidable in the NFL, with Graham at the heart of it, playing a major role in both stopping the run and providing pressure on the quarterback. His addition would also solidify the depth of the defensive line, which has been a concern for the Lions in previous seasons. As the Lions prepare for the 2025 season, they will likely prioritize young players who can contribute right away. Mason Graham fits that mold perfectly. Not only is he ready to contribute, but he also has the potential to become a foundational piece of the Lions' defense for years to come. With his combination of size, strength, and intelligence, Graham is an excellent fit for what Detroit is trying to build. His addition would immediately improve the team's chances of competing in a tough NFC conference. From a financial standpoint, the Lions also have the salary cap space to make a move for Graham. Adding a young player like Graham, who is still developing but already shows a high ceiling, would be a smart investment for the future. Unlike signing an aging veteran, investing in Graham would be a long-term commitment that could pay dividends for many seasons to come. The Lions have shown their willingness to build for the future, and Graham could be a key part of that vision. Furthermore, Graham's arrival could also have a positive impact on the culture of the Lions' defense. Players like him bring a competitive energy to the team and push others to raise their level of play. As the Lions continue to build a team full of hungry and driven players, Graham could become a leader who sets the tone for the entire defense. His focus on personal improvement and team success would help instill the same values in his teammates, making the entire unit stronger. If the Lions are serious about competing for championships, adding Mason Graham would be a step in the right direction. His addition would give Detroit a new level of competitiveness and physicality in the middle of their defense. It would also provide the team with a player capable of making an immediate impact while also developing into a long-term star. As Detroit continues its quest to become one of the league's elite teams, Graham could very well be the player to help them get there. Finally, the Lions should view this potential acquisition as a win-win situation. They're adding a high-ceiling talent who could thrive in their system while continuing to develop into a premier player. Mason Graham has the potential to be the cornerstone of Detroit's defense for the next decade, and securing him would signal to the league that the Lions are all in on their mission to contend for a title. Fans should be excited about what Graham could bring to the table and the future of the team. If you're excited about the possibility of seeing Mason Graham with the Detroit Lions, subscribe to our channel and stay up to date with everything. Here at Lions News Fan Report, we bring you the latest news and analysis about the Lions' future and much more.